Hello friends, in this video we shall learn vector space. We know that in the mid of 17th century, the idea of using pair of numbers to locate a point in plane and a triple of numbers to locate a point in space is spelled out. Now we shall define n space. If n is a positive integer, then order of n tuple is a sequence of n real numbers a1, a2, a3, so on an. Now, the set of all n tuples is called as n space. If n is a positive integer, then order of n tuple is sequence of n real numbers a1, a2, a3, an, and the set of all n tuples is called as n space, and it is denoted by Rn. Rn is a set of all n tuples. Now we shall define vector. Vector is a physical quantity having magnitude as well as direction both. A physical quantity having magnitude as well as direction both is called as a vector. A1, A2, A3, An order n tuple, A1, A2, A3, so on up to An is a vector in Rn. Now we define equality of two vectors. When two vectors are said to be equal, let the vector u is a1, a2, a3, an, and vector v is b1, b2, b3, bn. If these are two vectors, these two vectors are said to be equal if each tuple is equal. That is, a1 equal to b1, a2 equal to b2, a3 equal to b3, and likewise so on, an equal to bn. That means if every tuple of both vectors is equal, then the two vectors are said to be equal. Scalar multiple of a vector. We are defining basic things here. Scalar multiple of a vector. If vector u equal to u1, u2, u3, so on un, then the scalar multiple of u by the number k is ku, and it is defined as ku1, ku2, ku3, so on kun. That means multiply a vector by scalar k is nothing but multiply every tuple of the vector. Zero vector is denoted by 0, and it is nothing but n tuple 0, 0, 0, so on 0. Now negative of vector. Negative of a vector, it is also called as additive inverse of the vector. If u is a vector, then its additive inverse is denoted by minus u. If the vector u is u1, u2, u3, so on un, then negative of u is denoted by minus u, and it is defined as minus u1, minus u2, minus u3, minus so on minus un. That means multiply every tuple by minus 1. Now we define Euclidean inner product. For that we take two vectors. If u equal to u1, u2, u3, so on un, and v equal to v1, v2, v3, so on vn are two vectors in Rn, then the Euclidean inner product is denoted by u dot v. Euclidean inner product is u dot v, and it is defined as u1 v1 plus u2 v2 plus u3 v3 plus so on un vn. That means taking a Euclidean inner product means taking a dot product. It is nothing but multiply every corresponding tuples. That means u1 multiply u1 with v1, multiply u2 with v2, multiply u3 with v3, multiply un with vn, so on, and Add all the products. U dot V equal to U1 V1 plus U2 V2 plus U3 V3 plus so on UN Vn. Example, find the Euclidean inner product of vector U equal to -1 3 5 7 and vector V equal to 5 minus 4 7 0. Both are vectors in four-dimensional space. Inner product U dot V is nothing but -1 into 5 plus 3 into -4 plus 5 into -7 plus 7 into 0. -1 into 5 is -5. 3 into -4 is -12. 5 into 7 is 35 and 7 into 0 is 0. And -5 minus 12 plus 35 is nothing but 18. -5 minus 12 plus 35 plus 0 is nothing but 18. We define Euclidean norm. It is also called as Euclidean length. If vector u equal to u1, u2, u3, un be a vector in Rn, then the norm of u is denoted by this notation: double vertical line u and again double vertical lines. The norm of u is denoted by u dot u raised to half, that means square root of u dot u, and u dot u is nothing but u1 square plus u2 square plus u3 square plus so on un square. Therefore, u dot u raised to half is equal to square root of u1 square plus u2 square plus u3 square plus so on un square, and hence norm of u is defined as square root of u1 square plus u2 square plus u3 square plus so on un square. Euclidean distance. If u equal to u1, u2, u3, un and v equal to v1, v2, v3, vn be the two vectors in Rn, then the Euclidean distance between two vectors is distance uv is nothing but norm of u minus v. Norm of u minus v, and it is calculated by square root of u1 minus v1 square plus u2 minus v2 square plus u3 minus v3 square plus so on un minus vn square. We shall take an example. Find the Euclidean norm of both the vectors and Euclidean distance between the two vectors u equal to 1 3 minus 2 7 and v equal to 0 7 2 2. Both are vectors in four-dimensional space. Norm of u. Norm of u is nothing but square root of u1 square plus u2 square plus u3 square plus u4 square. u1 is equal to 1, u2 equal to 3, u3 equal to -2, u4 equal to 7. So, norm of u becomes square root of 1 square plus 3 square plus -2 square plus 7 square. 1 square is 1, 3 square is 9, -2 square is 4 and 7 square is 49, and it becomes square root of 63. Square root of 63 can be written as 9 into 7 and square root of 9 is 3. Therefore, square root of 63 can be written as 3 root 7. Hence, norm of u equal to 3 root 7. Similarly, norm of v. Norm of v equal to root of square root of v1 square plus v2 square plus v3 square plus v4 square. Here, v1 is 0, v2 is 7, v3 is 2, v4 is 2, and hence norm of v is equal to square root of 0 square plus 7 square plus 2 square plus 2 square. 0 square is 0, 7 square is 49, 2 square is 4, 2 square is 4, and hence norm of v equal to square root of 57. Now, distance between u and v. Distance between u and v equal to square root of u1 minus v1 square plus u2 minus v2 square plus u3 minus v3 square plus u4 minus v4 square. Now we have the values u1 equal to 1, v1 equal to 0, u2 equal to 3, v2 equal to 7, u3 equal to minus 2, v3 equal to 2, u4 equal to 7, v4 equal to 2. We shall substitute the values in this formula and we will get distance between uv is equal to square root of 1 minus 0 square plus 3 minus 7 square plus minus 2 minus 2 square plus 7 minus 2 square. 1 minus 0, 1, that square is 1. Therefore 1 minus 0 square becomes 1. 3 minus 7 is nothing but minus 4, and minus 4 square is 16. Minus 2, that becomes minus 4, and square of minus 4 is 16. And 7 minus 2 becomes 5. 7 minus 2 square equal to 25. And hence distance between uv becomes square root of 58. Thus we have find norm of u, norm of v, and distance between uv. To find distance between uv, use the formula root of square root of u1 minus v1 square plus u2 minus v2 square plus u3 minus v3 square plus u4 minus v4 square, and so on. Now we define general vector space. Let V be arbitrary non-empty set of objects on which two operators are defined. Sum and scalar multiplication. These are the two operators. And if V is a non-empty set of objects with two different operations, sum and scalar multiplication, and if following axioms are satisfied by all the vectors, by all the objects u, v, w in the set V, then the set V together with these two operations is called as vector space. It must satisfy all the objects in the set V must satisfy the following axioms. First axiom is if u and v are objects in V, then u plus v is also object in V. That means sum of any two objects in the set V must be in V. U belongs to V, V belongs to capital V. This implies that U plus V belongs to V. Second axiom, U plus V is equal to V plus U. That means if we interchange the place of the vectors, then addition does not affect. Addition must be same whenever we interchange the place of the objects. Third, U plus V plus W is equal to U plus V plus W. That means the addition of the three vectors or addition of the three objects must be associative. Fourth axiom, there exists an object 0 in the set V such that U plus 0 equal to U, and 0 plus U is also U for all U in capital in the set V. That is U plus 0 equal to U equal to 0 plus U for all U in set V. Fifth axiom, for each U in V, for each U in set V, there exists minus U in set V such that U plus minus U becomes 0. That means for every object in the set V, there must exist a negative object minus U such that sum of the two objects is 0. U plus minus U equal to 0 equal to minus U plus U. Sixth axiom, for a scalar k and a vector u in V, we have ku in V. That means scalar multiplication is closed. If k is any scalar number, scalar, and u be a vector in a set V, then scalar multiple of the vector u, that is a ku, is also in set V. Seventh axiom, k into u plus v must be equal to ku plus kv. K into u plus v must be equal to ku plus kv. Eighth axiom, k plus l u. K and l are scalars. K plus lu equal to ku plus lu. Ninth axiom, k into lu equal to kl into u. And tenth axiom is, there exists a number 1 in set V, there exists object 1 in set V such that 1 into u equal to u. That means in the set V there must be exist some object such that if you multiply by that object to any object in the set V, the value of the object should not change. 1 into u equal to u. Thus, if these 10 axioms are satisfied by a non-empty set of the objects, then that set V together with the two operations addition and scalar multiplication is called as vector space. We shall again briefly see the definition. A vector space, for defining a vector space, we shall take a set V. Let V be a non-empty set of objects on which two operators are defined, namely sum and scalar multiple. And U, V, W be the objects in set V. And the axioms are, first axiom, if U and V are objects in set V, then U plus V is also object in set V. That means addition is closed. Second, U plus V equal to V plus U. For any two objects U and V in set V, this is called as addition is commutative. Third axiom, U plus V plus W is equal to U plus V plus W. For any three objects U, V, W in the set V. This means that addition is associative. Fourth axiom, there must exist an object 0 in set V such that U plus 0 equal to U equal to 0 plus U for all U in V. That means in a set V, there must exist an additive identity called as 0. Fifth axiom, for each U in V, there must exist minus U in V such that U plus minus U equal to 0 equal to minus U plus U for all U in set V. This means there must exist additive inverse for each object in the set V. Sixth axiom, for a scalar k and a vector u in a set V, we have ku in V. That means multiplication is closed. Seventh, k into u plus V equal to ku plus kv. Eighth axiom, k plus l u equal to ku plus l into u for any two scalars k and l. Ninth axiom, k into lu equal to kl into u, and 1 into u equal to 1. That means in that set there must exist multiplicative identity called as 1. 1 is nothing but the multiplicative identity in the set. If all these 10 axioms are satisfied, then that non-empty set together with the two operations called as addition and scalar multiplication is vector space. Now there are two types of vector spaces, real vector space and complex vector space. When we shall call it as a real vector space and when we shall call it as a complex vector space, it depends on the nature of the scalars used. If the scalars are complex numbers, then the vector space is called as complex vector space. And if scalars are real numbers, then the vector space is called as real vector space. We shall see an example. Let V equal to R cube, the three-dimensional space, with operations of addition and scalar multiplication defined as U equal to U1, U2, U3 and V equal to V1, V2, V3. Here, sum is defined as U plus V equal to U1 plus V1, U2 plus V2, U3 plus V3. And scalar multiplication is defined as Ku equal to K into U1, K into U2, K into U3. Then show that V is a vector space. This is our problem. For that, what we have to do? We have to check whether all the 10 axioms are satisfied or not. For first, let the vector U equal to U1, U2, U3 and vector V equal to V1, V2, V3 are the two vectors in a set V. Then, by definition of sum, U plus V is nothing but U1 plus V1, U2 plus V2, U3 plus V3. It is again three-dimensional space. U1 plus V1 is a number, U2 plus V2 is a number, U3 plus V3 is also a number. As a U1 plus V1, U2 plus V3, U3 plus V3, all three are real numbers. This U plus V belongs to R cube and hence it is also element in R cube, that is V, and hence addition is closed. First axiom is satisfied. Second axiom, U plus V equal to V plus U. We shall see U plus V equal to U1 plus V1, U2 plus V2, U3 plus V3. But we know that in set of real numbers, addition is commutative. That means 3 plus 5 is equal to 5 plus 3 for any real numbers. This happens. Therefore, we can write that U1 plus V1 equal to V1 plus U1. We can interchange the place of the numbers. U2 plus V2 equal to V2 plus U2 and U3 plus V3 equal to V3 plus U3. And hence, U plus V becomes now V1 plus U1, V2 plus U2, V3 plus U3. And by definition of the sum, this is a sum of two vectors in which first vector is V1, V2, V3 plus second vector U1, U2, U3, and that is nothing but V plus U. Thus, U plus V equal to V plus U. Therefore, in V equal to R cube, addition is commutative. Second axiom is satisfied. Third axiom. For this, we require three vector. Here we have to check associative of the addition. Our two vectors are U equal to U1, U2, U3, V equal to V1, V2, V3 are the two vectors in that set V, and we will take again third vector W equal to W1, W2, W3, and we shall show that U plus V plus W equal to U plus V plus W. Let us see U plus V plus W. This becomes U1, U2, U3 plus in bracket V1 plus W1, V2 plus W2, V3 plus W3, which is equal to, we shall add again corresponding components, U1 plus in bracket V1 plus W1, U2 plus in bracket V2 plus W2, U3 plus in bracket V3 plus W3. Now we know that in set of real numbers, addition is associative. By that rule, U1 plus in bracket V1 plus W1 can be written as sum of U1 plus V1 plus W1, and this happens for other two also. U2 plus V2 plus W2, U3 plus V3 plus W3, and this is nothing but U1 plus V1, U2 plus V2, U3 plus V3 plus W1, W2, W3. First bracket is sum of U plus V and plus W. Thus, U plus bracket V plus W is nothing but U plus V bracket complete plus W. Thus, addition is associative in set R cube. Fourth example, we know that 0 is a real number and 0 equal to order triplet 0 0 0 belongs to R cube. Now we shall check whether 0 plus u equal to u. 0 plus u equal to 0 0 0 plus u1 u2 u3, and by definition of the sum it becomes 0 plus u1 0 plus u2 and 0 plus u3. As u1 u2 u3 are the elements in R, and in set of R, set of real numbers, 0 is a additive identity. 0 doesn't affect the value of the vector by adding it to that vector. Therefore, 0 plus u1 equal to u1, 0 plus u2 equal to u2, 0 plus u3 equal to u3, and hence 0 plus u becomes u1, u2, u3, which is nothing but u1, u2, u3, and it is a vector u. Thus, we have proved that 0 plus u equal to u. Similarly, we can show that u plus 0 is also u, and hence 0 equal to 0 0 0 is additive identity in R cube. Fourth example is satisfied. Fifth example, existence of additive inverse. Let u1, u2, u3 be any three real numbers, and in set of real numbers we know that for every real number, there exists its negative. Therefore, as u1, u2, u3 are real numbers, there must exist minus u1, minus u2, minus u3 in set of real numbers R, such that u1 plus minus u1 equal to 0, u2 plus minus u2 equal to 0, and u3 plus minus u3 equal to 0. And hence, for a triplet u1, u2, u3 in a set V, there must exist minus u1, minus u2, minus u3 triplet in the set V. Further, u plus minus u equal to u plus minus u can be written as u1 plus minus u1, u2 plus minus u2, u3 plus minus u3, and we know that u1 plus minus u1 equal to 0, u2 plus minus u2 equal to 0, u3 plus minus u3 equal to 0. That's why u plus minus u equal to 0 0 0, and similarly minus u plus u is also 0 0 0. Thus, for every vector u, there exists a negative vector minus u in the set V, and hence fifth exam is satisfied. Sixth exam, let k be a real number, u equal to u1, u2, u3 be a vector in V, then ku equal to, by the definition of scalar multiplication, ku can be defined as k into u1, k into u3, k into u3, k into u1, k into u2, k into u3. This is also in V. Why? Because k is a real number, u1 is a real number, and product of any two real number is again a real number. That's why ku1 is real number. In similar manner, ku2 is real number, ku3 is also real number, and that's why ku1, ku2, ku3 belongs to V, and hence ku is in V. Thus, sixth axiom is satisfied. Seventh, let k be a real number and u equal to u1, u2, u3, v equal to v1, v2, v3 be the two vectors in V. Then k into u plus v equal to, k into u plus v becomes k into u1 plus v1, u2 plus v2, u3 plus v3. This can be written as by product, by the definition of scalar multiplication, ku1 plus kv1, ku2 plus kv3, v2, ku3 plus kv3. By the definition of sum, it is nothing but ku1, ku2, ku3 plus kv1, kv2, kv3. Again, by the definition of the product, ku1, ku2, ku3 can be written as k into u1, u2, u3 plus kv1, kv2, kv3 can be written as k into v1, v2, v3, and that is nothing but ku plus kv. Thus k into u plus v equal to ku plus kv. Seventh axiom is satisfied. Eighth axiom, we shall take k and l as a two scalar real numbers. K and l as a two real numbers. Then k plus l into u equal to k plus l into u1, u2, u3. It is nothing but k plus l u1, k plus l u1, k plus l u2, k plus l u3. This is nothing but k u1 plus l u1. We shall multiply by u1 to both the scalars. K u1 plus l u1, k u2 plus l u2, k u3 plus l u3. And this is the sum of two vectors ku1, ku2, ku3, lu1, lu2, lu3. And by the definition of scalar multiplication, this can be written as k into u1, u2, u3 plus l into u1, u2, u3. And hence it is nothing but ku plus lu. Thus, k plus l into u is equal to ku plus lu is satisfied. Ninth axiom. Let k and l be the two scalar numbers and u equal to u1, u2, u3 is in V. Then k into lu equal to k into l into u1, u2, u3. L into u1, u2, u3. And L into u1, u2, u3, u3 is nothing but lu1, lu2, lu3. And hence it can be written as k into lu1, k into lu2, k into lu3. And this is equal to kl into u, because k, l and u1, u2, u3 all are real numbers. And in set of real numbers, multiplication is associative. That is, a into b multiplied by c is equal to a multiplied by b into c. By that rule, k l u1 equal to kl into u1, kl into u2, kl into u3. And by the definition of product, it can be written as kl into u1, u2, u3, which is nothing but kl into vector u. Thus, k into lu equal to kl into u. Axiom 9th is satisfied. Axiom 10th. We know that 1 belongs to R. Therefore, take a scalar number 1. 1 into u equal to 1 into u1, u2, u3. By definition of multiplication, scalar multiplication, it is defined as 1 into u1, 1 into u2, 1 into u3. u1, u2, u3 are all are real numbers, and 1 is also real number. And in set of real numbers, 1 is multiplicative identity. That's why 1 into u1 is equal to u1, 1 into u2 equal to u2, and 1 into u3 equal to u3. Therefore, 1 into u becomes u1, u2, u3, which is again nothing but u. Thus, 1 into u equal to u. The axiom 10th is also satisfied. Here, V equal to R cube is a vector space with respect to operations, addition, and scalar multiplication, because all the 10 axioms are satisfied by the set V equal to R cube with respect to operations, addition, and scalar multiplication. Dear friend, if you are new to this channel and you like this video, subscribe the channel and don't forget to press bell icon so that you can get the updates of the newly uploaded video from the channel, and watch the video as early as possible. Thank you. See you in next video.